The moment CJ Stroud landed in Houston, the whispers began. Ohio State quarterbacks never survive here. Analysts said his success in college was because he played with great teammates. They thought Houston would crush him.
And then there's CJ Stroud, rookie defensive head coach, rookie offensive coordinator, weird owner, below average roster. He's not talented enough.
Stroud didn't listen. Week after week, he turned skeptics into believers. By December, he wasn't just surviving, he was thriving, smashing records, silencing crowds, making history. Now, the question isn't can he succeed, it's how far can he go? To understand CJ Stroud, you don't look at the stats. You look at the scars, the lonely nights throwing into nets, the weight of a name everyone doubted, the quiet kid who refused to break. But after all the noise, one question remains. How good is CJ Stroud actually? Stroud's journey. At 13, Stroud's world collapsed. His father, the man who taught him to throw, was jailed. No more weekend practices, no guidance, just a boy, a ball, and a dream. Football became his escape, but the weight of that loss clung to him, shaping his every move. He came out of high school as a 3-star talent, but that only fueled him further. While friends partied, Stroud lived in the gym. His hands hurt from endless throws. His effort wasn't for glory, it was for survival. Then came his first breakthrough moment, a scholarship to Ohio State. It wasn't just about choosing a school, it was a declaration to the world that CJ Stroud had arrived. At Ohio State, Stroud transformed into one of the most electric quarterbacks in college football. His numbers weren't just good, they were jaw-dropping. Over 2 seasons, he amassed more than 8,100 passing yards and threw 85 touchdowns. This drew more fans and scouts to him, but there was doubt lurking behind his success. Critics claimed Ohio State's loaded roster carried him. This roster featured NFL-caliber stars like Marvin Harrison Jr., Garrett Wilson, and Chris Olave. They were elite talents, the kind of playmakers that could turn a decent quarterback into a star. What if he wasn't surrounded by world-class receivers, they asked? Would he still shine? Stroud heard it all, but he knew his talent was more than just the weapons around him. He was ready to prove that greatness wasn't just about who you threw to, but how you played the game. Game after game, Stroud began to put the NFL world on notice. He went from just a quarterback who could pass the ball to an attacker with pinpoint accuracy, particularly on deep throws. He also had an uncanny ability to stay composed under pressure. His defining moment, the 2022 college football playoff against Georgia. Against the eventual national champions, Stroud threw for 348 yards and 4 touchdowns. He delivered NFL-level throws, threading the ball through defenders closing in. Under relentless pressure, he stood tall, making plays that left even the toughest critics speechless. With everything on the line, he refused to crumble, proving he was built for the biggest moment. If there were any doubts, that game silenced them. Still, no player is without flaws, and Stroud is no exception. Critics pointed to his limited mobility. He wasn't a statue, but he lacks the scrambling ability of some of his peers. Also, Stroud has shown a reluctance to improvise, relying heavily on structure and timing rather than creating plays on the fly. And then, there's the Ohio State quarterback narrative. While the program produces elite college quarterbacks, its track record in the NFL, well, that's shaky at best. From Dwayne Haskins to Justin Fields, Buckeye quarterbacks have struggled to replicate their college success at the professional level. And the stigma followed CJ into the league. Stroud was determined to change that. The Houston Texans' fresh start. The Houston Texans selected CJ Stroud with the 2nd overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft. Franchise in ruins, a city starved for success. The Ohio kid represented a fresh start and hope, but hope comes with risk. While Stroud's college pedigree was undeniable, the NFL was a different beast. On occasion, Stroud was known to make mistakes, from missed reads to poorly timed throws. But Houston was ready to build, and Stroud too was ready to commit. On draft night, the emotions ran high, fans cheered, analysis debated, and Stroud stood there, overwhelmed with gratitude, knowing his journey just beginning. Then, it was time to prove himself. Stroud's accuracy, decision-making, and poise were built for the modern NFL. But the question remains, how long will it take for him to truly arrive? It didn't take long before people started comparing him to young stars like Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow. The NFL media and analysts focused all their attention on him, waiting for him to fail. Every pass, every snap, every decision scrutinized. At just 21, the pressure was suffocating. Yet, what happened next shocked the NFL world. The reality of his rookie NFL season. CJ Stroud stepped onto the field for his NFL debut on September 10th, 2023. The stadium buzzed. The crowd roared. The Ravens' defense? Relentless. Houston lost 25-9. Stroud's performance? Decent, but not spectacular. He completed 28 of 44 passes for 242 yards, averaging just 3.7 yards per play. He scrambled 4 times for 20 yards, but was sacked 5 times. The Ravens defense swarmed him like a pack of wolves, leaving little room to breathe. After the game, analysts were split. Some saw potential, others doubted he could handle the pressure. But Stroud didn't just improve, he exploded. Week by week, he grew sharper, more confident. By midseason, he wasn't just playing football, he was painting masterpieces. His throws, like a sniper shot, precise, deadly, and impossible to ignore. By the end of the season, Stroud had done the unthinkable. He became only the 5th rookie quarterback in NFL history to throw for over 4,000 yards. His 4,108 yards surpassed even Peyton Manning's legendary rookie season. But he didn't stop there. Stroud was the first Ohio State quarterback ever named to a Pro Bowl. He was a finalist for NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year, and he won it. 191 passes, 0 interceptions. While other rookies fumbled through their first year, Stroud played chess while they played checkers. And then came the playoffs. In the wild card round against the Browns, Stroud delivered a performance for the ages. He threw for 274 yards and 3 touchdowns, tying the playoff rookie touchdown record. His passer rating? A jaw-dropping 157.2, the 3rd highest in playoff history. But Stroud's impact wasn't just personal, it transformed the Texans. Houston had won only 11 games in the previous 3 seasons combined. With Stroud leading the charge, they clinched the AFC South title and returned to the playoffs. His chemistry with rookie receiver Tank Dell was electric. Together they racked up the 8th most passing yards by a rookie quarterback receiver duo in NFL history. Stroud didn't just break records, he rebuilt a franchise. But of course, no rookie is perfect. Stroud had his struggles. When his first read wasn't open, he sometimes hesitated. Those split-second delays led to stalled drives or unnecessary sacks. Critics also pointed to his limited mobility, especially when the pocket collapsed around him. But here's the thing, Stroud doesn't just work, he's obsessed with the game. And his coaches and teammates praise his relentless drive to improve. CJ Stroud's rookie season was nothing short of spectacular. But the real question is, what's next? Can he refine his game, fix his flaws, and lead the Texans to a Super Bowl? And can he silence the critics who still compare him to Herbert, Burrow, and the other young stars of the league? Comparisons to other top young quarterbacks. The 2023 NFL Draft was a goldmine of quarterback talent. Bryce Young, the highly intelligent playmaker, went first overall. Anthony Richardson, the explosive dual threat, followed close behind. And then there was CJ Stroud, polished, poised, and ready to prove himself. But the comparisons didn't stop there. Stroud's name was soon thrown into conversations with established stars like Trevor Lawrence and Justin Herbert. These were quarterbacks who had already carved their names into the league's future. The pressure was immense. Every throw, every decision, every game was scrutinized. Stroud didn't just meet expectations, he soared past them. His rookie season stands shoulder to shoulder with the best in recent memory. Bryce Young dazzled with his football IQ, and Anthony Richardson wowed with his athleticism. But Stroud carved out his own identity. His throws were like laser beams, sharp, accurate, and impossible to defend. But comparing him to Trevor Lawrence and Justin Herbert, well, that's where things get interesting. Herbert burst onto the scene with his cannon arm and deep ball artistry. Lawrence, after a rocky start, transformed into a leader who could carry a team on his back. Stroud, still a rookie, showed flashes of both. His ability to read defenses was uncanny. His throws hit receivers in stride as if he'd been playing in the league for years, and his leadership beyond his age. But what truly sets Stroud apart is his poise. While other rookies faltered under pressure, Stroud thrived. He didn't just play the game, he controlled it. But Stroud's biggest weakness was extending plays. When the pocket collapsed, he sometimes struggled to improvise. Players like Anthony Richardson thrive in chaos, using their athleticism to turn broken plays into highlights. Justin Herbert, with his arm talent, can launch rockets on the run. Stroud, however, prefers structure. It's a flaw opponents have already started to exploit. So, where does Stroud go from here? Will his struggles outside the pocket hold him back? The future is wide open. For Stroud and the Texans, the journey is just beginning. The future of CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud's rookie season was a revelation, a glimpse of greatness. But his second year? It's been full of ups and downs. Expectations were sky high after the Texans added weapons like Stephon Diggs and Joe Mixon. But injuries have plagued the team. Diggs has battled a torn ACL. Mixon has missed games. And Stroud himself has taken more sacks than anyone would like. The offensive line hasn't been elite, and the pressure has been relentless. Yet through it all, Stroud has remained calm in the storm. Coaches and teammates have praised his leadership and composure. CJ doesn't just lead with his arm, one teammate said. He leads with his heart. But the NFL is unforgiving. Even the most talented quarterbacks can struggle without the right support. Despite the challenges, the Texans are all in on Stroud. Nico Collins put it best here. The front office is working to build around him, but rebuilding is never a guarantee. For every Joe Burrow who transformed the Bengals into contenders, there's a cautionary tale like Sam Darnold or Baker Mayfield. These are quarterbacks whose potential was derailed by poor organizations. The Texans know this. They've seen the pitfalls, and they're determined not to waste Stroud's talent. If Houston's front office plays their cards right, Stroud's future could be extraordinary. Imagine this: a strong offensive line, a healthy supporting cast, and Stroud's pinpoint accuracy. It's a recipe for success. Within the next few seasons, the Texans could become perennial AFC South contenders. Stroud's poise and leadership could turn them into a playoff powerhouse. But it's not just about talent, it's about timing. The pieces need to develop alongside Stroud. The coaching staff must stay stable, and the front office must make smart decisions. It's still early, but CJ Stroud is already on the path to greatness. Future Hall of Famer JJ Watt said it best: Stroud's rookie numbers rival some of the NFL's all-time greats. But as we know, individual success isn't enough. To cement his legacy, Stroud needs team success, a Super Bowl ring. So the question remains, can CJ Stroud be the quarterback who transforms the Texans into a dynasty, or really become another flop?